Okay, so what I want to talk about today is setups, setting up your guitar. So I've been setting up my guitar for years and years and years. And my opinion on all this is that the only person that can really set up your guitar is you. You can take it to the best tech that you'll want, but until you get it in your hands, you're not gonna be happy. I don't think. It's nothing against techs, but unless they're making an adjustment, hand you the guitar, you check it out, hand it back to them, say, no, I need this a little bit flatter or a little bit higher or something. Unless you can do that, it's not going to be set up correctly to what you really need. And the setup really makes a difference, okay? Now, the reason I'm doing this is I bought a guitar here about a month ago. A used guitar, a really nice guitar, it's Fender Custom Shop Telecaster. And it came in and the setup was for shit, okay? It was used and it was in really, really nice shape. And I was like, man, I don't know how anybody could even play this fucking thing. So I let it set for a couple of days to see if it would change, and it didn't. And so then I went ahead and did a setup on it. And I'm like, man, this is a really nice guitar. No wonder the guy wanted to get rid of it. There was this huge bow in the radius. And the intonation was off, the string heights were off. It was a disaster. So after a couple days, I checked it, hadn't changed, and then I set it up, and I've been really happy with it since then. This is a different guitar that I have here, but again, it's a Fender, it's a Telecaster, and I've had it for quite some time. But I'm going to show you what I do, okay? And you can change appropriately the way you might go about this. But again, I think you're the only person that can do it. Here's the other thing. If you're like most people, you might have 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 guitars. If you want to set each of those up, you're going to pay somebody the kind of money that they want to do a setup for all those guitars, and take the chance that they're going to come back, maybe not be right. And most of my guitars I have to set up at least twice a year, if not 3 times, because I live in a climate where the cyclical changes in seasons and relative humidity and stuff. And typically every guitar gets a setup of some sort in the fall, and then again in the spring. So, man, save yourself a lot of money. Get your guitar working as best you can. Your guitar is your friend. And it's just, everything is going to be a lot easier as far as learning to play and playing. So here's what I do. Okay. So let's say I got this guitar, just got it in. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tune it to pitch. Okay. And then I'm going to screwdriver, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to check all the bridge and the neck plate to make certain all those screws are tight. I don't want to over tighten them or anything like that, but they need to be good and tight. I want to make certain everything is good and solid. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do, again with the guitar tuned to pitch, is I'm going to use this tool. I got this from Stu Mack years ago, and it works really well. It's to set up the relief on your neck. Now, I know I've done it before. You put a capo on down here and you eyeball it and all this shit. Okay, it works kind of, but the tool is way better because it eliminates any optical illusions or whatever, and you can see your fretboard, you can see where the dips are and stuff like that. You can tell if you've got a warped, twisted neck, so on. So my advice would be get the tool. And if you're doing 2 setups on a guitar every year and you got 10 guitars, you're going to pay for the tool pretty quick rather than taking it to somebody else. So it's the first thing you do is put it on there, and and you get an idea of where your radius is. Okay. Now, most of my guitars, I play with a pretty light touch, so I usually set mine up to be flat, dead flat. Some of them I put a little relief in there, and if you're really playing hard, you probably want a little relief. But if you're just playing very light, then I like a flat neck, and I like my strings fairly close. So the first thing I'm going to do is adjust the neck. Now, on the Fender, okay, on these old Fenders, this is what I like, it's what I grew up with. Your adjustments here. It's a pain in the ass. Okay, so what I do on my Telecasters is I'll take the guard off, and I can get to it with my screwdriver. Boom. Okay. If you have the adjustment up here, a lot easier. Your Gibsons and so on are usually up here. If you have a Stratocaster, what I do is I take the strings off and I adjust it and hope that I get it. I'm pretty good at it anymore because I've done a lot of them, and most of my guitars I know them, so I know about how much it's going to take to loosen or tighten depending on which way I'm going. Now, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to get the neck the way I want it, and on the Strat, again, I take the strings off. Now, that's another thing. You see guys, they put the capo on, they loosen the strings, and that's a pain in the ass. That doesn't work. It's just easier to restring the damn guitar. So once I got the neck right where I want it, okay, tune the pitch. Sometimes I'll let it set for a day or 2 days because it might move a little bit still, and then I'll check it again. But once I'm pretty sure that the neck is stable and it's not going to move anymore, then I go down here and I start messing with my string heights. How do I do that? I have a little ruler, okay? I use a little ruler and I set my string height wherever you want it. I always measure at the 12th. I don't bother anywhere else. I just use the 12th fret. Okay. Then I get that done, and then get it tuned again, and then I start going for intonation, okay? You need to know how to intonate your guitar. That's basically moving the saddles forward or backwards and using a good tuner and getting all that intonated. Now, sometimes that whole thing can be back and forth, right? You set your string height, then you intonate, and you set string height and intonate. You go back and forth, and you get all that until your string heights and your intonation are where you want them. Okay, all this stuff is doable at home. And here's the nice thing about it. You get to decide if that's what you like, rather than what the tech likes, okay? Once you do a few of them, they're really easy. And it doesn't take that long, and it's a minimum amount of tools, and, then you get to know your guitar. And again, like I said earlier, your guitar's your friend. See, at that point, I'm pretty much done. I've got intonation, got the bridge all set, neck relief is good, and I'm good to go. And then when the seasons change, probably going to have to do it again. I'm going to either have to loosen or tighten my my neck to get the radius where I want it, or not the radius, but to get the relief where I want it. So why not do it? Why not do it yourself? Why suffer with a guitar that's not set up? And why do you want to, if you do want to have it set up, why go pay somebody else to do it? And they're probably not as good as they are. And again, I'm not knocking anybody. They can't really set your guitar up maybe the way you like it, the way your other guitars are set up that you like. So take the time to learn a few things. There's probably other tutorials on YouTube if you want to learn how to set up your guitar. But set up your guitar. Don't struggle with it. There's no reason to, it's hard enough to learn to play this thing as it is without struggling with a guitar that's it's out of intonation and the strings are way too high and everything else. set it up yourself. So I hope this is helpful. And if you've got some other ideas, or you've got a different way to set it up, or you've got a different preference, or whatever, chime in. Thanks for watching. Slán.